Hey everyone. So today we're going to be analyzing a transformation on a person's resume. So when this person came to me, they wanted to transform their resume because they wanted to land their first software engineering internship. And they're still in the middle of school, but yeah, they never worked a software engineering job in their life, and their resume, you'll see it literally wasn't tailored for software engineering roles, software engineering internships. So over a few iterations, we completely transformed the resume. It's way more tailored for software engineering internships, and we're hoping that he's going to be able to land his first software engineering internship. But I just want to show the community what the transformation looked like because to me it looks very drastic. And with the final version, there's still some things that we want to fix, but I just want to show you what we have right now. So this is the first version that they came to me with, and yeah, pretty much we start off with a bit of employment, and then we get into some education and we get into some technical expertise. You could see there's a lot of white space. There's really not that much substance to it. The part I blocked here was pretty much just contact information, so it's not really that important, and GitHub and LinkedIn, which was good to have. But yeah, it pretty much went into employment right away, and the employment was not really relevant to software engineering, but it's still good. I think employment is still good, especially if you never, especially if you're looking for your first internship, because it still shows that you have some initiative to work a job, and yeah, that you have some work experience, right? You know what it's like to go in and work. So I think overall it's still good. When I did my first internship, I was working at a clothing store. I had my experience on the clothing store there because I wanted to show them that yeah, I still am able to work. I know what it's like to work a job. So this person has been a jiu-jitsu coach for almost 8 years. So they taught jiu-jitsu techniques to all students, and then they're actually working as a roofer before. So this is a pretty cool career path where they did hard labor, manual labor before, but then made a career switch by going back to school and learning how to code. So this is why I really want to help this person out. I really think that they can still make it in the industry even though they had to switch careers. So you see that they were doing kind of different jobs before. So they were a marketing manager, then they did some roofing, and then they also were doing some jiu-jitsu coaching on the side. So they do have experience working. And from even just reading this, I'm like, this person knows how to work hard. And I like that. So, yeah. And then they had their education. So they had their education saying they're expected to graduate in 2025. They have a Bachelor of Science, or they have a ongoing Bachelor of Science. They talk about some of the relevant coursework that they're doing. Then they talk about their technical expertise. So the first part here, not really relevant to software engineering, but kind of tells me that they've worked a job. And this is the first version, right? We're gonna show how it transformed. And then technical expertise. So it talks about how they implemented objects, classes, and header files. They there's a misspelling right there, and then they create a daily calorie counter using C++. They built a password generator. So they have some projects in here, right? And then they talk about some of the language technologies. So that was before. So they actually applied for a Node.js backend position internship with this, and they got rejected pretty fast. And I think the reason why is because if I was to look at this resume, why would I wouldn't know if you know anything about Node.js, for example. Like I wouldn't even know what you know related to coding. Like how would I know that you'd be able to actually do the job, right? Nowhere here really talks about doesn't really make me confident that if I hired you as an internship, you'll be able to ramp up and contribute, and you'll be able to um, succeed in the internship. Because at the end of the day, I want you to succeed, and I also want you to ramp up, because by the end of it, I want you to have a project that comes out of it. It's mutually beneficial if you are successful in your internship, because now I have an project that I could show other people who want to join as internship. I'll look at what you can build here, and then probably it'll be useful for me to use in my company and for you to have a project also, right? So that's the first version of the resume. So now I'm going to show you the second version of the resume where we tailored it way more for software engineering. Boom. So what's the difference here? So now we pushed education to the top. We added way more projects, and for the projects, we have way better bullet points describing very technical details of these projects to help recruiters understand the technical depth of this candidate. And yeah, we also have added more things to the skills section. And then we also like moved employment to the bottom. So employment is still important, but what we want to do with this resume is sort of highlight right away the technical aspects of this candidate and just like show that right away. So things that we fixed. One thing we fixed is they added their minor, which is good. Minor in philosophy is really cool. So they added the expected graduation as January 2026. So that's way more specific than just saying expected 2025, right? Like where in 2025. January 2026 is very specific. So that's really helpful. Talks about more of the relevant coursework, but that's normal stuff, right? Okay, now we move into projects. So imagine I was hiring this person as a Node.js developer, right? Since I want to hire them as a Node, if I'm looking at them for a Node.js position, I automatically see they understand RESTful endpoints and JSON-based communication. That might help, like if I'm building Node.js server related things, I start to know that they know some things related to the backend. They're working on RESTful endpoints. What else do they have here? They know things about like front end as well, like web development by building HTML and JavaScript and stuff. They built a YouTube clone which has HTML and CSS. They know some things about flex blocks and grid. So as an intern, I already know that they have some full stack experience, right? So yeah, they understand some patterns, dependency injection. This all looks really like a lot more technical than the last one, right? Talks about code coverage. So I understand that they know how to write tests for their code. So they're talking about doing things like unit testing, mocking. What else did they do? Yeah, they're talking about arithmetic, lambda expressions, conditional. Yeah, what else did they do? So they're also talking about C++, solid and dry principles, OOP, CI/CD, more about code coverage. So I'm starting to, from this resume, it's almost like night and day. Look at this. This one, I don't know if they have any technical skills at all. And this one, I get to know a lot. Like, I already see that they have a lot of breadth by all these different projects and some depth that I might need for an internship, right? What else did we change? Yeah. Also, what we did was try to make the bullet points more results oriented. So you could see that what are the results? They're like driving 90% code coverage. And yeah, a lot more action words as well, like designing, developing, achieving, implementing, right? So here, there's some action words there, but yeah, I think what the main difference in these two resumes is just the technical depth and technical, yeah, everything related to the technical related stuff has improved a lot. I move myself to the middle. Yeah. So, I mean, let me know what y'all think. Like, did we transform this resume? I mean, I think there's some things we could probably improve with the bolding and the spacing. It looks a little jam packed. But when it comes to content, I think definitely it's a lot more results oriented. It's a lot more technical focused. It shows a lot more technical breadth in the stuff he's learning, and it really tailors it more for a software engineering role. I think this other one is a good resume for just regular roles. But this one definitely, if I see it, I start to think, okay, this he knows some stuff, and it'd probably even do a lot better on ATS because it has way better keywords and technologies that people actually look up. So we're gonna work on it a little bit more. So please leave some feedback. But I think it improved a lot, and yeah, that's just my take on it. And cool. See y'all in the next video. This is a before and after resume transformation.